Right, hey guys, this is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of finally some new Brynhildr chapters. Brynhildr chapter 112, 113, and 114 because all three of them came out at the same time. So yeah, I was so happy to finally see that we got some new Brynhildr chapters because I wanted to see what happened after Kana pretty much got her legs crushed and Rai got eaten and Rumi is still going on a rampage trying to kill Kana, and then out of nowhere Kika comes up. I believe that's how you pronounce her name, is K-I-K-K-A. Kika. I'm gonna call her Kika. But Kika comes up out of like literally nowhere and tries to fend off Rumi, or Rumi's hatched Draysel. So Kika was pretty much like, they had a touching moment in the middle of almost being eaten. But Kika was pretty much like, I have been deathly afraid of swimming ever since I was little. She almost drowned when she was younger. And ever since then she's been aquaphobic. And through, like, even getting in swimming pools, even when her feet can touch the ground, it terrifies her. And the only person who ever made her feel safe or ever made her feel like she could actually do it was Kana, and that was when Kana told her to just trust her. So she can't just leave Kana there to die. And Kana was like, you need to get the hell away from here. You need to get out of here now before Rumi eats you. And Kika was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to save you. So Kika pretty much gets snatched up by Rumi, and Rumi was talking about her looking, well, she was going to eat Rumi because Kana couldn't go anywhere anyways. So she snatches up Kika, and Rumi attempts to put her in her mouth, and Kana like throws the broom at Kika. Kika catches it and tries to hold Rumi's mouth open. So pretty much Rumi and Kika are like fighting against each other right now, where Rumi's fighting against the broom. And literally right as the broom is about to snap, Misaki comes up out, like literally she pops up out of nowhere. Well, she hung up, so she wasn't able to use her invisibility anymore. So, but she saved Rumi in the nick of time, because there was hard. I was like, oh my god, what? Kana still has foresight, and her foresight is even stronger now. Like, she literally had like an out-of-body experience. Like, she was standing watching the event as it was happening, but in what she saw, Kana got eaten, Kika was saved, and Murakami came up and was going to save her. So Kana, she was freaking out a little bit in her mind, because she was like, I just had a foresight, and it was way stronger than any other one I've ever seen. It was way longer, and it was stronger. So Kana stalled. She had to stall for like, she said she'd give herself a minute, and throwing the broom to Kika and everything only stalled for about like 15 seconds. And then of course Misaki came up and saved Kika. So Rumi didn't eat Kika. Misaki hung up, so Misaki is visible now. And Rumi decides that Misaki looks delicious naked. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna let y'all have that one. It's just like, Misaki looks delicious. Misaki's naked body looks delicious. So well, I have no comment for that one. So Rumi goes to try to eat Misaki, and Murakami finally comes and he saves them. And then the people from Hexenjad come, and literally the little boy who can like disable with the witch's power literally like blew Rumi away, which was kind of sad considering that Rumi was once a person, but right now she was not a person. She was about to eat everyone. So they blew Rumi away, and they were like, well, the leader of their group in Hexenjad was like, couldn't you have gotten rid of her in a cleaner way, blah blah blah, whatever. So they asked Misaki, well, since she's hung up, she can't do anything. So they held a gun to her head and asked her what she was doing there. And well, first Misaki told them before Hexenjad came up that she had followed the two people that stole the guy from Vingolf, and she got a license plate number and everything. And then after Hexenjad came and tried to kill her, her beacon popped off. So I was so sad. I was like, I like Misaki. So Misaki started melting, She was like, was this so hard to ask? I just wanted to live like a normal person for one day. But literally, as soon as they were finished with her, they killed her, which really fucking sucked, if I do say so myself. So Misaki's gone, which hurt my heart a little. So after all that, Hex and John was pretty much told Murakami that if something like this happens again and the witches that he's protecting is around, they could end up killing innocent people, so they can't live like in normal society because they could hatch at any point in time. And then they said that if anything like this happens again, she's going to eject all of the witches that he's taking care of, so everybody's gonna be gone. So Murakami got Kana home, and Kana, like, his legs got healed because of course Hatsuna saved her, and Kana was like knocked out on the couch. So later on, Kana was supposed to be going to school. She didn't go to school. Kika was, of course, she was worried, but she would never say that she was actually worried. So Kika was going to come to the house, and Murakami was talking to Kana, and Kana pretty much said that she didn't want to go to school. She said she'd rather eject herself before she actually got to the point where she would kill people. When Kika came up, and Kika pretty much told her that you're not going to eat me, you're not going to kill anybody, because Harumi was pretty much already fucked up in the head before all this stuff happened. So Harumi was already subject to doing something like that. So she knows that Kana has a higher willpower, and she's not effed up in the head like Harumi was, so she knows that Kana is not going to eat her. So she pretty much was like, that's the end of that, and left. So Murakami felt like he didn't have to say anything else to Kana because he wasn't sure what to say because he's never been in that situation. So Kana's okay. And then the next day she came to school. She was late, but she came to school, and Kika was happy, of course. And then Kana, being the smug person she is, she made Kika look like an asshole, but that's Kana for you. So after all of that happened, the new lady in Vengulf, I think she's a witch. I could be wrong. I feel like she is a witch. Her crazy self pretty much gave away that the witches' Dracels don't just hatch at random. It's made it sound like that they can actually trigger their Dracel being hatched. So that leads me to believe that they could technically hatch at any time, but that's whether or not they're signaled to hatch. So that's a scary thought if you think about it. So pretty much all that stuff that happened with Harumi and everything, the whole thing was planned. So things are not looking real good for the witches. And if they can figure out, well, pretty much if they really wanted to figure out where everybody was, they could just hatch them, and then they'd find where their Dracel was. So these chapters were pretty harsh and amazing at the same time. So because all this stuff happened, Kana told Murakami not to let any of the other ones know what happens when their Dracel hatches or anything like that. So we're pretty much back to square one now, because even Kana said that if Neko knew what happened, she would eject herself. So they pretty much have to be on their toes about not letting them know what happens when their Dracel hatches. So it's pretty much life as usual now in the Murakami witch house. So these chapters are pretty awesome. I would love to hear how you guys felt about it. How do you think things are going to be turning out? How do you think things are going to turn out as far as like them hatching? But as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.